What's up? Yeah, I'm trying to do this. Alright. Trying to do this. Yes. Oof. Banana. Hello? I still don't sound good, but, I thought we could give it a shot. I'm gonna try to take it easy on my voice. I had to bag a recording yesterday. Like, my voice is totally gone. Singing in the shower. Yep. But I thought, okay, let's give it a shot. I can talk. I just don't want to strain my voice because it's just recovering from this wonderful. You've been sick today? No, I destroyed my throat. You know, bro. Stomach acid meets throat. You might be familiar with that. Yeah. So I'm fine. I've been healthy, but I spent the day at the Hungarian Immigration Center figuring out why I didn't have my Hungarian residency yet. I still don't know, but I'm still a legal resident. Alright. Yeah. No, I have very, very very sensitive golden vocal cords. So if I like get in a screaming match, or there's only a few things: screaming, or drinking and then having to puke. I'm gone for a few days. No, this was pretty bad. I I didn't really. I don't want to talk about it, but it wasn't a standard thing. Anyway, I wasn't gonna stream because my voice is gone, but we are almost audible. Yesterday I did a lesson with one of my students, and he could almost he could almost not hear me. I'm like, good. If you can't hear something, just ask me to repeat myself. I know what those grainy cigarette smoking old people sound like now. If you need to end the stream abruptly, no, I won't need to end the stream abruptly. I just might need to stop talking at some point. I'm not actually sick, but it sounds like I am. So, enormous self-belief. Alright, what's up? So, join the team. Someone wants to join the team. There was a request to join the team, which I allowed, although they were inadequately. They had an inadequate number of games. How about this guy? On the Philippines or in the Philippines? He's also really sketch. Bullet doesn't count. You need 100 games. You have 59, 69. Alright, 73 is close enough to 100. Where are these people coming from, dude? They have no games. Okay, because you could be on the Philippines. And don't call me sir. You guys don't do that in the Philippines. You go around calling everyone sir like it's India or something. I don't believe that. We didn't teach you guys to do that, you know. Alright. No. The Indian guys love saying sir, but it feels ingenuine, and I don't like when people call me sir. It feels like you're being forced to call me sir at gunpoint or something. Alright. So, yeah. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know, but it's just, it always feels like too formal. And then it feels like it's like not sincere. Sparkle Horse, Redusa, AIM, Dimitar, these are all new players. And Ruslan Bear, Astrobate, M. Hari Kumaran, Catamaran, Club 100. God, I don't know, I'm a magnet for idiots too. The crazy organizer called me today. He's like a scammer. There's this sort of organizer who runs FIDE rapid tournaments, but there's like no prizes. He just scams people. He just scams people, and I played so I could gain some rating points, but it's still a scam. I'm such a loser, I get scammed into playing tournaments with no prizes just to gain some pathetic FIDE rating ELO points. So what's up? Okay, guys, 10+2 rapid. Nice to see Arsenal fan. Tsuki means, Hungarian means like cute, but it would be like with a TS, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was gonna just play this thing without streaming, but then I realized like no one wants to play if they don't see me streaming. We'll have hardly any players. Notice Arsenal's not in the field. Yeah, I wish my chess tournament had donuts. Virtual donuts. Enormous self-belief. That seems to be plentiful. With world leaders as well. Lei Fong. Marcelo, you play a lot online. I noticed. I was surprised. You play quite a lot online. But so you don't do the 4NCL anymore. What about like a club in the season? Do you still have a club you play with? In the season. So, yeah, I was going to bail on doing the stream, but I think my voice can hold if I don't talk too much. Yeah, I've joined a new team, and I'm also not real keen on traveling, and I hate getting up early on Sundays, but it might be good for me, you know. You raised an interesting question the other day about whether I actually enjoy playing poker. But, you know, I went a whole year without playing on Sundays in the Hungarian Team Championship for personal reasons. I mean, I didn't like the team I was on, and I was getting kind of screwed over by them. But now I joined another team. It's unclear if we'll be competitive, because the team roster isn't filled out, and it's coming up from the 3rd division. It's up, moving up, and I don't know if the team's strong enough to maintain. We'll see, but whatever, I don't care, you know. If it gets relegated, I don't care. I can still play in the 3rd division or 2nd division or whatever. It's no skin off my back. I don't care, man. I just don't mind playing, but I just don't really like the traveling on Sundays either. We'll be in the Eastern Division, which means we can have to travel as far as like the frickin', you know, Ukrainian, Romanian border. Theoretically, Szeged or something, you know, or all these other cities like pretty far away. We can have to go 2 to 2.5 hours. Like 2.5 hours. It's an all-day program basically. It makes me really have to like spend 5 hours in the car, then play a 5-hour game, and then come home and do my simul after that, which is really kind of brutal. Okay, Hulsher. Yeah, I have this Carol Khan. I need to see a psychotherapist. For many reasons, but playing the Carol Khan is just one of them. Yeah, it doesn't Carol Khan, playing the Carol Khan doesn't show a really big self-belief, I don't think. Like, did Garry Kasparov ever play the Caro-Kann? Yeah, actually he did. In his suspicious loss to Deep Blue that I still think was suspicious. They're going to make a movie about that? Are they going to include the fact that he threw the match on purpose? I'm big on the conspiracy theory there, man. Yeah, it just was very weird. The last game was very weird. Nobody in the right mind would play that opening. Whatever, man. I'm not going to go back on it for 5-year-olds that weren't paying attention 15 years ago. I'm in the minority in thinking that that was suspicious. There was a lot of money involved. The 97, yeah. It was a 97, yeah. Of course. Like, worst choice of opening ever. Have to defend a piece sacrifice like that against a computer. Because he didn't think the computer would do it. Okay, whatever. I'm just playing. I'm not even thinking. This dude's using less time than me. I feel like I'm playing too fast. Seriously. I'm playing like it's 5-0. But, this is the problem with, like, politics and money. If you invest a huge... Look at the esports thing, right? Now, all it's going to do is, like, encourage people to, like, cheat and rig matches or something. Because they'll be, like, betting on it and shit. A human made some interference? Why do you say that? You don't know the story. They have human people who are working on its opening repertoire and operator and... No, nothing about human interference. I think Kasparov lost on purpose. I think he lost on purpose, man, because IBM had a shitload of money and it makes them look good. He was supposed to lose. He took a dive, bro. It's like when you're boxing and you lose on purpose and they pay you off. Yeah. Of course, no one would ever admit that. You know, they'd probably be, like, knocked off by some CIA operative or something. I mean, this was played in a time when he still had some chances. What do you mean, his first ever match like that? It wasn't his first ever match like that. He had already played another match against computer earlier. Well, dude, I mean, you gonna care if you get, like, millions of dollars from IBM? You're not even losing to a human. Come on. I don't know, dude. I mean, it's like parentheses. Does it even count? You know, he's gonna, like, ruin his reputation. I don't know, whatever. I think it's a damn fine conspiracy theory. So, okay. Caro-Kann. I don't have any evidence, just circumstantial, and, you know, whatever. I just brought it up because they were talking about a new movie about it. A fucking boring thing to make a movie about. Like the Queen's Gambit TV series, fine, but this, but he cares. All right, not a big hit series or whatever movie. What's going on here? Oh, just went a pawn. Chess is so easy. Yeah, I don't think I'm the only one who had the feeling that it was legit. But I mean, anyone who loves conspiracy theories is gonna think that. You know, it's very red meat. Red meat for a conspiracy theorist. Now, do I want to trade my bishop? Yeah. What would Caruana do? I want to play f5. That's sick, right? I want to hear about something else. Let's change the subject. All right. We got a request to join the team. Sakovamenda. Rating gap. That's Polish, I guess. Oh no, it happens everywhere, yeah. Wherever money's in short supply. Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess that's why you got grandmasters running around who are rated like 1900. Like, what's his face? That that one weird guy. I have a friend who I suspected, you know, he was throwing games for money, but now I think he has dementia. So I'm not sure. Maybe he was just really like, he seems like he has dementia. Hard to tell the difference between people dumping games and having dementia. Okay. We're rolling here. That was a bad move. G3. Not Holster's finest. Alright. I'm not warmed up. He's definitely not warmed up. I see that a lot, like people on lichess claiming they're NMs. American players who say NM. They're like streaming or something. And then they're like FIDE rating is like 1900. I mean, the difference between FIDE and USCF used to be about 100 points. It's even 75. But now, I see people claiming to be NMs. You look at their profile, it's like FIDE rating 1900. Well, NM is 2200, so that's 300 points. If you're telling me like your FIDE rating is 300 points lower than your US rating? Damn, bro. Got serious rating deflation. Well, I mean, I'm saying like US ratings used to be 75 to 100. But I guess we've got deflation now. This is an arena. What's the deal with this move, by the way? I never play bishop a6. But how bad can it be? There's theory with what? What's c5, d5? This is dangerous. I played this. I never played this. But I don't understand. So you're telling me in India they have. Wait, are you from India? But I don't understand. How do you have? I didn't think the Indians had like national titles. I don't get the whole NM thing. You're not from India. All right, that explains it. That would explain it. If you're not from India. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Knight c6 is interesting. But what's wrong with c5? b3 seems really conservative. So my opponent is already in first place. I'm only good at berserk if my opponent's I don't really have a good place with my queen. Queen d5, knight c3, queen f5. No, I have to go back to d8. This was the plan. But where are you? Where are you? King's Indian defense. I'm sorry, I forgot. Where are you located? If you don't mind telling us. Because the whole NM thing, I guess, that's kind of a North American. The NM thing is kind of a North American thing. Like US and Canadian. Well, nobody becomes candidate masters now. Is that just out of fashion? I should watch out for like bishop h3 in some cases. Most countries have their own candidate master titles. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's too confusing at this point. Too many titles. So many titles, too little time. So what do I do with this? Hanging pawns. I don't know, I'm addicted to like double fiancados, but I'm not even double fiancadoed. But I like my king, it's safe there. Pressure on the old d-pawn, eh? And if I go to e7? Yeah, I didn't want to be seeing knight f5. 2,500 feet, eh? That's maybe a different planet. I don't think there's any grandmasters that are 2,500 feet anymore. All the grandmasters I know are like 24. Sorry, there's just a few elite players left who are over 2,500, who like are supported by their mom and dad and they pay their like travel expenses all over the world. The rest of the players have dropped down under, without parental sponsorship. I think all other players have dropped down under 2,500 to like 24. The average rating of Hungarian grandmasters is like 2,400. I mean, among all ages. Dude, it's really hard to get to 2,500 now. There's no rating points to be had. I mean, where are you gonna get to 20? How do you get to 2,500 if you can never play people who are 2,500, and people that are 1,500 are like fucking masters? That's ridiculous. How am I gonna get to 2,500? It's harder and harder. I mean, nobody's gonna get the IM and G on titles anymore because now the rating deflation. Since everyone's underrated, you know, the rating requirements are harder than they really should be. I gotta focus, man. All you guys want, everybody wants to just talk about ratings, cheating, and I gotta find some good subjects to talk about. Plus, my voice hurts. I shouldn't be talking so much. Arsenal is 1900 something. 1950. Mr. Coffee subscribed. Welcome back. Mr. Coffee, a mere 93 months. Alright, I need a glass of water. Yeah. I gotta stop talking. Well, Arsenal, I like the fuck. I kind of like the fantasy variation. I mean, I still kind of like the fantasy variation. It's still, it's way more explored than it used to be. But think about it, like, everyone plays the advanced variation. The Pawnda sucks. The mainline suck, and everyone knows it like 800 moves deep. So what are you left with? You know? The 2 knights, 3 knights variation? That's okay. That's okay. It's kind of like playing a King's Indian attack, but that's also very trendy, you know? If I had to suggest something, I would say definitely the fantasy variation. And the computer kind of likes it, you know? It acts like you look at standard lines and white seems to maintain an advantage, you know? Not so easy for black to equalize. So now 92 maneuver, knight f4. Really important that we make sure our babies stay protected. I have kind of a bad track record with hanging pawn structures. I don't know. I never really play it much. But it's not fair. I mean, it's not fair. I really rarely get hanging pawns. The last game I can think of I lost, where I had hanging pawns, that was a bad one. It was about 5 years ago. 6 years ago. It's in 19. Early 2019. Against Robert Torma, I just like dropped my D pawn somehow, pretty stupidly. It's got to be, you know, hard for white to play. I don't think he's got a great hanging pawn position here with white. I'm pretty active. I mean, it's like d4, c4 versus e4, b4. You know, both sides have these breaks. The black breaks are much more likely to happen. B4 is always like a pawn sacrifice. Now he's playing knight, rook D2. That's a very strange move. That move like fucking almost loses immediately, doesn't it? This looks like it loses immediately. Doesn't it lose immediately to knight e4? It's like my Misler game from February, where he just smashed me with a knight takes f2. Although Misler, like, it wasn't obvious, you know. I thought maybe he has sack on f2. This is like, you're begging me to sack on f2. So I really just don't have enough. Knight f2, king f2, let's say queen takes check, king f1. Oh man, this has to be good for me. Come on. This has to work. Well, I mean, IQPs are more simple because you got less pawn dynamics. It's not easy to calculate, like, constantly. Can he do b4? Can he do e4? Can I do this d4? Can I do c4? You know, c4 is the rarest. Most typically, white will have a b4 pawn sack to get the d4 square, or black will do d4 to break through. Speaking of d4, it's a really strong possibility. Now I also have knight f6. But I think we have to take this first. And then I don't have knight f6. But I do have other ideas. So let's see, knight f6. Keep the pressure on e3. He walks away. Probably down a piece. Okay. So we're going to take. Check. Now I have d4. But the move that made me willing to play this was really bishop a6. How is bishop a6 strong enough? I don't know. The thing that annoys me about playing Rudusa is that no matter how bad his position or how complex it is, he always has like more time than me. Now finally, he has less time. But the onus is on black now. I was actually thinking about like here. Rook a2. Okay, that's pretty logical. Knight e5. Knight e5, knight e5, rook e5. He has a defense there. I mean, I'm very skeptical. Skepticalian. Knight e5 looks strong. The quiet moves too, like rook c6, queen d2. Rook c6, rook d5. Well, this way I can triple on the e-file. If he takes, I take with the rook. His knight's pinned. And I'm threatening to bring my other rook in. Pretty decisive. Rook on a2 is... Dimitar now in first place. This is the biggest threat. I mean, that wins immediately. So the problem is that pin, it's a very strong pin. He cannot break this pin. That's practically forced. Now I have threats, and he missed that an idea. So that's it. All right. Well, we're tied for first. Congratulations. So, yeah, I don't know when my system was written. What? Oh no. Slow Turtle Beach. With his highest rating in Bullet. Obviously. Oh my god, I closed the window? Why would I do that? Oh no. Can I get it back? Oh. Properties. Alright, we're back. Oof. Welcome everybody. Thanks for subscribing, Mr. Coffee. Are you in? 16 players, no Mr. Coffee. Holster's in? Holster's out. This guy, they're out. Stefano out. Come on. Uber driver streaming. Wow. Guys, check it out. Uber driver streaming. $21.99. I have so many problems. I had this like weird jaw pain. I thought I had like a tooth abscess. It's a little better today. Then I couldn't talk. I have like fucking laryngitis. Getting old. Pawnda's here. He had been away for a little while. Hello. Looks like a penguin. Look like a penguin, dude. Asterbait got a forfeit win and now is in first place. Nice job. Yeah, dude. Ask like artificial intelligence to make a video about my system. It's so bad. Someone asked me like months ago if I was afraid that AI would replace me as a chess teacher. Well, I mean, among a lot of people, probably it would. There's going to be like millions of people trying to make money out of like trying to use AI because people are too stupid to understand. But to really teach anything, you know, I think it can be a long time before AI is good at teaching. What's that? I heard a weird sound. Thought it was my phone. The slimy organizer of free tournaments. No, something else. So Asterbait, you're in first place. Congratulations. I can't get a pairing. We only have 16 players. I mean, you can create content, unlimited content, you know, where people might think that they're learning. Yesterday I had the worst experience. Automated chatbot on Revolut helping me fix something on my account. This is hopeless, man. AI chatbot, it just straight up lied to me. My account is like frozen, and it just straight up was like for 2 hours telling me that your account is in good standing. My account was like locked, basically, and frozen. For 2 hours, the chatbot told me my account was in good standing and I should send in a bug report. That's how advanced AI is. It just straight up didn't know what the fuck it's talking about. And then the human came and had to apologize for the AI, like, misrepresenting reality, dude. I was like, come on. For 2 hours, I tried to, like, reinstall the app on my phone, thinking that my account wasn't suspended or frozen or whatever. I have an old phone. Alright. I believed it. I was like, oh yeah, that's possible. I have this old iOS. Maybe it's just my phone's old and, like, you know, I need to reinstall it. So I spent like 3 hours. I spent three hours like deleting every app on my phone and reinstalling everything for nothing because this AI chatbot lied to me. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. You want to take chess lessons from something like that? All right. Another interesting thing, when I was installing apps on my phone, I uninstalled lichess and then reinstalled it back. And I noticed when I was on the Google Play Store, you know, it's been so long since I bothered to, like, look at Google Play and see all these, like, chess apps you can download. Such stupid, like, cheesy chess apps that you can download. Unbelievable. Uber driver. Uh-huh. Now, I'm not going to play the fantasy variation because I'm not really qualified. I don't have my fantasy variation license. The Google Play Store. Actually, they're hiring. It was in lichess news. They're hiring an iOS developer, like a full-time developer, to work on the. Because lichess needs a better mobile app. I mean, it's not very good, clearly. But man, the alternatives to like chess.com and lichess are really gross, you know, and even, it's so bad. Imagine those people that, for them, they can't even like, they can't even find lichess or chess, the evil chess site. They get stuck on some third-rate like chess app or something. Bishop g4. He doesn't go for the endgame. And now I have to remember what it was now. Oh yeah, h3. People get... Oh, I don't know about that. I don't want to think about that. Don't make me think about the arena. Don't do that. God, what a fail. Okay, queen takes f3, e6. No, I'm proud to say that I never ever... I am proud to say I never ever registered and created an account on FIDE Arena. Thanks to God. That would be embarrassing. But anyways, what do we do now? We just play the light square bishop. Someone had sound had a game like this structure against me. Yeah, I didn't see FIDE Arena when I was on Google Play Store, but this move may not be so hot actually. In the past, I haven't played this way with white. Previously on our show, then you have to remember how much Uber Driver loves like exchanging stuff, and how much he loves to play very solidly. Okay, a3. Stopping bishop b4. That's a huge resource for black in a lot of situations. To trade the bishops. And obviously there's this. I don't know if it's worth it here to play a3. When everyone gets a title. Well, it's kind of like tattoos. You know, I thought tattoos were cool, but then it became too trendy. Now everybody has tattoos. And it's just like, cooler to not have tattoos. Everybody gets a title, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm already skeptical of FIDE. Anything to do with FIDE is like a major red flag, you know. Okay, they do dominate the world chess situation. Sadly. They don't have to, though. I mean, you can play your whole life in the United States and never really play in a FIDE tournament, for example. They only control the world, international world chess ratings. So what's the deal here? I lost a couple awkward games against someone on sound now that I think about it. The Simul and Sunday. Aimbot. I think it's weird when people go to tournaments, like these kids especially would show up at tournaments and like, you know, have their AIM title on the cross table. Like, sorry, bro, that's an online, you know, title. That's not relevant here. Ego boosting. FIDE doesn't care. Well, maybe they do, but at the bottom line is money, you know. B5 castle. He's always Mr. like principles. Oh yeah, don't castle. G4. Yeah, I'm just venting on all these negative subjects today. There's an NM who got an AIM. Yeah, and what does that have to do with anything? Can we talk about anything normal in this chat? Jesus Christ. We gotta find a decent conversation of some kind. I'm tempted to play G4. But I think one of the things that you have to be careful is really the dark squares. Dark Vader. King H1. Never a bad move. Or is it? You have to print out your own certificate. That's embarrassing. Oh my god. Dude, they probably sell them. Like, alright, you stop it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Dimitar and Chakova are in first place, followed by HGG, Asterbait. What happened with Redusa? Wait, I'm confused. Wow. B5. Wow. Fearless. Queenside expansion has been called. So if I take on D5, how does that work? Can someone explain that to me? So if I take on D5, he's gonna have to take back with the. He's gonna have to take back with the E pawn, which is kind of weird. Seems a bit weird. 92. I love trapping my queen like that. That's what I did against someone on sound once. Here it might work out though. I mean, 92. Pawn takes pawn. But if I trade, he'll try to play the exchange French. So I take 92. Still, my queen ends up weird. Possibly like queen back. If I retreat my queen. B4 is kind of annoying. I don't really want to trade pawns. 21.99. Damn, dude. It's a high rating you got there. He only tries hard against the higher rated players. That's why he's so low rated. Tries extra hard against us. Take 92. I don't know. I don't really like that situation there. I don't mind transferring my knight to E2. We're slightly better. But my queen might need to move back to D1. We have a couple of options. You know, G4. Clearly G4. G4 with the idea of knight 95, queen G3. That actually looks pretty reasonable. He's got to be excited to have symmetrical pawn structure. I know how much he loves that. The main point of this is to give my queen another square. I'd like to play 92, but I don't want my queen to get boxed in. You know, like 95 was awkward after 92. Also, oh, that's a weird move. I don't like knight b6. What is that? Why is he playing knight b6? That's a really strange move. I don't understand where he's going with that. Yes, I hate symmetrical pawn structures. Have you participated in the World Senior? Well, it depends. Every year, it's a different organizer. I mean, FIDE has some kind of, you know, sub-organizer that organizes it under the auspices of FIDE. So it depends every year. Some of them are better than others. Who's Dimitar? They played a lot of bullet. Man. Rook a6, that's ugly. Dude, that's seriously ugly. What is he doing? G5? Not necessary to play G5 yet. I mean, this is the main point. What was that? A donation? No, Adam Normal is here. Adam is normally here. Adam Normal is here. Rook a6 is pretty odd. He's played a bunch of strange moves. Knight b6, rook a6. Well, that's really it. I mean, those two. Knight c8. Hope to play with me. It's a tournament. Yeah. I can't control who plays, but stay near the top. You won't be playing me, because I'm back in 6th place. I haven't berserked. If I play with one of the low-rated players, I'll berserk. But I don't want to berserk against the faster players. If you berserk, you lose your increments, so it's really costly to berserk. It's 10+2 or 5-0. So only berserk if it's a much weaker player. So we have a standard King's Indian attack here. Black's position, you know, it looks very passive. It is very passive. But still, can I break him down somehow? It's not so easy. Two bishops versus two knights. It's a possibility. G5, bishop takes G5, queen G4. Doesn't look like enough. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a loud noise. All right. Rather than move my queen, or rather than move my bishop, like bishop f4, if I played bishop f4, I was concerned about bishop f6. And if I play queen g3, he has bishop takes b2. I want to trap his queen with like bishop c7, but he has queen f6. I wasn't sure what was going on there, So now if he tries something like, I don't know, bishop f6, he could just play like g5, for example, gaining space. So we're just trying to keep black restrained here. He can't play knight d6. He plays bishop f6. He runs into g5. And that's to play, I guess, bishop f8. Okay, clearly white has a huge space advantage. Threatening. Am I threatening anything? No, me? Not clear if I'm threatening anything here. Almost. Yeah, it does that sometimes. Yeah, I also don't like the way the analysis like scores itself. Sometimes you like lose and it says you made like 2 inaccuracies or something. What's my plan? Bishop f8. King h8. Wow. I need my late square bishop. Bishop f4, knight f8. I like this. I like having this. And I was going to play bishop f4, but I second thought. The ability to play bishop h3 is useful. It secures my g5 pawn. I don't have to worry about knight f8, Knight f8, knight e6, I'm not going to walk right into that. He was afraid of knight h6 check. But I'm not sure it was actually a threat, because if I do play knight h6 check, he could play king f8. Now clearly there's no bishop, no knight here, but he does have another plan. All right. So d4 is interesting. Connecting my rooks would be good. It's not so easy. Bishop e3. It's a weird idea. That is a weird idea. Not my original plan. But now, we're better. So is he gonna go G6? Fine. G6 is a crushing blow. I'm glad these aren't rated. Yeah, sure, dude. Bishop C5. That's really deep. I'm very reluctant to trade pieces with him. But this particular change of pieces isn't so bad. Yeah. D4. My knight's trapped. Almost. Oh no, he has that. Okay. So now, like, well, a few of his pieces can still move. Here. I want to get my rook in the game, you know, to the E file. This is a French exchange. Yeah, he sees everything. I think he's coming back with knight b6 again soon. Just a matter of time. Well, he'll play g6. Yeah, b3 was a lame move. Well, if he plays g6, I can go knight h6. I don't know. It's definitely not bad for white. This is a really random looking move. Queen b6. Okay. Pretty random. My f-rook never really did much there, did it? But that f-rook just sat there like a moron the whole game. b4. Whatever. Okay. One less thing to worry about. This looks pretty suspicious for black. Maybe not. Oh, I'm attacking his knight. Nice. Wow. This is where he really excels. Oh my god. This is stupid, bro. play the whole game of like rapid chess so you could play for time in the increment period is really weird, bro. That's just kind of weird. If you think about it, that's effectively what he did. He was like, I was hanging a piece at one point. I dropped a piece and he didn't see it. Okay, it's kind of a stupid time control. I know. Of course I dropped a knight. It's like this disconnect. It's like you're playing two different time controls in the same game, you know? You're taking your time, you're taking your time, you're taking your time. And then suddenly you have to start playing like 0-2, you know? You asked me if I dropped a knight. That's the important thing. Yeah. HGG is up with 9. But the problem is Uber Driver style lends itself to these ultra long games, which is absolutely the worst. The worst thing you can do in arena. Play like 100 move Caro-Kann games. I'm guilty as well for playing a kind of King's Indian attack type position. This is not what you want to do. We were playing like the worst. Close the window again? Oh my god, I hate that. Playing the worst possible types of openings for this sort of thing. You don't want to play the King's Indian attack, and you don't want to play like closed Caro-Kanns. So he played worse than I did in the time scramble, but not by much. He's not thinking at all, and I'm just like barely thinking. I don't like the 2-second increment. You know, I made it 10-2 because that's a kind of standard time control. But if I'm being honest, I think you should have at least 3 seconds. The worst is like over the board 3+2. It's like really stupid. Because you really just barely have enough time to like make a move. You don't have enough time to think. That's kind of stupid. At least online, you can kind of make the move in 1 second and think for like 1 second. Okay. But it's bad enough. You know, I think like 3 seconds is okay. So I guess this is a player we played before. The English is tough. Very tough. Yeah, again, well, it's hard to get an open position against the English, for example. It's easy to get a closed position. You want to play an open game against the English, good luck. You know, I can do a Grunfeld. But it looks like he's going for a Botvinnik type setup here. He doesn't play e4 though. I'm trying to play d5. I play this far more with white than with black, but I also think it's okay for black. I think this is a mistake for white to play a4. I had a dreadful game. I lost to Barbie Juhas here in an online blitz tournament once. Horrible. It was a horrible game. So now my knights can have like good squares. Never been a big fan of meeting a5 with a4 there. As I said, I have played it a lot myself. So this is going to cost him You know, like, in the long run, those squares, those weaknesses are going to be relevant. And you can do what you want on the other side of the board, but there's always going to be some kind of issues with those squares. Take, knight h5. Common methodology here. Not sure though. Maybe I should just play knight c5 first. So I have queen check and knight c5. Okay. I like his position, but I don't like a4. This is really optimistic. g4. You might be able to sacrifice a piece here. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes. Threatening queen h4. Rook f3. And if queen e1, there's like queen b6. I'm telling you that b3 square is going to be... Already I have queen b6 and knight b3 actually. Okay, you can play bishop e3. That's true. Well, then I do bishop takes g4. No, he can't play bishop e3, can he? Okay, it's complicated. It looks dangerous. I have queen takes b2. Getting my queen almost trapped. I don't know. My opinion here is that a4 is a bad move and f4 g4, it looks a little bit... It looks like he's playing this too fast. You know, to me. Because I do play similar setups. So on bishop e3, I can sack my bishop on g4. And then I'm taking with a knight. And he's in trouble. And I'll have to, like, you know, defend it. And then I fork him. Well, actually, queen d2, knight e3, queen e3, queen takes b2. I could have 3 pieces. 3 pieces for a pawn. 3 pawns for a piece. There my queen gets trapped. So bishop e3, bishop takes g4, takes, knight takes, queen d2, knight takes e3, queen takes e3. First of all, I'll have to take on f4. Opening up my bishop on g7. And then think about taking on b2. That's just one possibility. I think that white, you know, doesn't have to play bishop e3. All I know is, like, the one time I blindly did what he did, I got my ass handed to me. Or shall I say the last time I did what he did, I got my ass handed to me by a much weaker player very badly. So now I just simply have knight b3 with, like, a very serious positional advantage. The dark square bishop is white's best piece, probably. Now it's going to be my best piece. Well, one of my best pieces. So the dark squares must open. Open sesame. Queen takes. Yeah, now I don't have to say... What? Wow, b2's hanging, so he traps my queen. He's a tactical wizard. But anyway, I'm not interested in your B pawn. It's fine. I got what I wanted. We got what we came for. We got the dark squares. So I'm just taking, and you know, his dark squares are catastrophic. Catastrophic weakness of the dark squares. All of his pawns are on white squares, and he has no dark square bishop, so it's like positionally game over. Where to go? So, Queen c5 is interesting because he goes d4, I take. But it's not necessary. I can also play Queen a7. Looks very good. Nothing fancy. I mean, Queen e3, Rook f3 doesn't do anything. So now the point. You just go here. And it's like the best accelerated dragon. It's the best Marazzi ever known by man. Or known to man. He is up a pawn on g2. But he has 8 pawns, and I have 7. But he also has 2 knights. You know, my bishop on c8, it should be as good as a knight, ultimately. This bishop on g2, I'm not so sure. It's definitely worth at least a pawn. But when you have like every single pawn on the board on the same color as your bishop, it leads to problems. Such a beautiful position for black. I can almost do anything. Famous last words. I'm just enjoying this. Just slowly. Okay, there is a problem, like opening the position. It may not be easy. I think h5 is probably a killer. You know, obviously f5 or h5 breaks. If I was a bit better developed, you know, bishop e5, king g7, h5 will kill him. So I think that break is like the Grob. You know, he's playing a Grob kind of thing with g4. Man, I'm so happy that my voice is holding. Yesterday I could hardly talk. Now, connecting the rooks. Obviously d4, knight e6. Maybe even knight b3, but it's not necessary. You do have to watch out for stuff like d4, knight e6, c5, dc5, dc5, but I have knight takes c5 there. I have a lot of things, actually. White's position is really bad. The main problem is the dark square bishop. The second problem was the a4. He could have played this better, though. I mean, if you go f5, by the way, maybe you should go for it. Yeah, I want to keep all the dark squares under surveillance so he doesn't have any surprises. I'd really like to play like bishop e5, king g7, you know, rook h8 and h5, and it's over. Actually, white, you know, he doesn't mind trading queens, but it still doesn't solve his problem. It'll be harder to checkmate him if I trade queens. But I still have a big advantage here. This doesn't make or break the game. His queen becomes a bit safer, right? I still think that black has a nearly winning position, but objectively, maybe I should avoid exchanging queens. Rook b1 better than rook a2. Nothing's good for white. He has a catastrophic weakness. I mean, his position is like a town where like a flood rolled through and like destroyed half the buildings, you know. And yeah, what are you gonna do? You have no infrastructure. Everything's broken. There's like huge, you know, flooding all over. But I do have to win the game somehow, which means, you know, getting in there. But we're starting to look at some concrete weaknesses like this. These pawns are the ones I could just maybe pick one of those off somehow. It's still not so easy. But I agree, like, yeah, I mean, rook b1 is more natural than rook a2. He was hoping his rook could slide over, you know, but if you can't play b3, that's going to be hard to do. Yeah, I'm neutral about trading queens. Either way is fine with me. If I had to win the game for like $1 million, I would probably avoid the exchange of queens. Maybe trading queens increases his chance of hanging on by like a microscopic amount. You know, every exchange you make here might get you a tiny bit closer to a draw. But the fundamental problem with white's position remains. You know, he has zero control of the dark squares. So how the hell can you hold this position if you have no control of the dark squares? Alright, now I see a point. Why did he play that move? Now we have to think. So knight, yeah, bishop e5. White has rook d1, and he's going to threaten. You know, so this bishop is not doing much. One move I can play is rook b4, which keeps surveillance on a lot of his stuff. You can't play d4 without dropping your c pawn. It keeps an eye on this, the b3 square, the b2 pawn. I could bring the other rook over. You know, this is very Capablanca-esque, right? Rook a8, rook a6, and rook b6. It's time to call in FEMA, but they already, like, yeah. They didn't sound the flood alarm. No one was ringing the bells. Yeah, earlier my point was I wanted to play for h5. Now it's like the more I look at it, the queenside pawns are a more realistic target. It's a little like my game with Plotkin last year in the World Senior. I got so close to like just getting a winning position, and he hung on and hung on and hung on, and then I blundered and lost. I do that a lot. Okay, rook c2, that's ugly. Ugly but effective. I can find a way to trap my rook. And can I trap one of my rooks here? Is that conceivable? And what am I doing, Mr. Coffee? No respect to getting my king in the game? Uh-oh. Now he's going to reposition his rook. He listened to somebody else's advice. But the a-pawn looks like it's gone. How are you saving the a-pawn here? Knight c5, d4. Knight takes a4. c5? I mean, no, I don't see it. Everybody's coordinated, right? I've been known to play the King's Indian. I mean, this was a King's Indian, right? It's King's Indian against English. Yeah, I don't think he can hold the material. Pressure. It's like a King's Indian all along. Yeah. What's in English / King's Indian, right? Yeah. That doesn't work. He's quadruple attacked on b2. Unbelievable. Have you ever seen that? Has anyone here ever seen a quadruple b2 attack? Sometimes I dominate a1, but I mean b2. Quadruple b2 attack. Now that doesn't happen every day. Oops, there goes another one. He lost all of them. He lost 3. Dimitar he won every game? Dimitar drew Arsenal fan for show and then beat everyone else. And this new player is back, yeah, 2 losses, 4 wins, and a draw. All right. We got an hour left. I still have my voice. You got a quadruple attack on e4 before. Yeah, me too. But it's, yeah. I think I've had quadruple attack on a1. I like that. Chess Riddle gifting tier 1 sub to Logically Compromised. Backdoor Professor. What did we say yesterday, Arsenal fan? Backyard Conquistador? I don't remember. Chess Riddle gifting another tier 1 sub. We're up to 102 in our 110. We have a 110 gift sub goal, and we're up to 102 there. Thank you, good sir. Long life and prosper. I saw a picture of Leonard Nimoy playing chess today. I had never seen before. It's not from Star Trek. I mean, it was... Live long and Shockspur. Three-dimensional chess. 4-dimensional chess. It's weird. I'm having some weird flashbacks. All right, guys. We've got an hour and 10 minutes left. I was really worried. Thanks for the gift subs. Chess Riddle. I was really worried I wouldn't be able to stream till Thursday because I lost my voice yesterday. Actually, on Sunday. And all yesterday I was like... It sounded like this, but worse. But it's coming back. It usually happens if I am like screaming at someone. But that wasn't the case. The sexy hat. It's on Pawnda. Pawnda has like a matching outfit. Black and white hat, pajamas, and natural coloring. He doesn't like being referred to as sexy. I don't know if they stream a lot in Poland, but I live in Hungary. I mean, if they streamed a lot in Poland, we might be able to hear them from here. It's a bit far, but if the wind's blowing the right way, I like, I love screaming. If I'm having like arguments, we go all the way. I'm not one for like physical violence, but I do like a good screaming match now and then. But that is not the case as to why I lost my voice. Alright. Anyway. In other news, my unexplained ear jaw pain is better. Seems better today. So I think we're gonna live a little bit longer. Uber driver is a streamer. I know, right? I played him. And he tried to like go into flag mode. I hung a piece and he just lost anyway. He didn't see it. What good is moving fast if you don't see your opponents hanging a piece? It's like the time that I played this guy, Yevgeny Gershov, and he just fucking like stopped even paying attention to what moves I was making. And I don't like doing this, but it was so obvious, like he was just in auto mode, like boom, boom, boom. Didn't even look at what moves I was making in a winning endgame. I just put my rook like kind of in the middle of two squares opposite his rook, but it was kind of hard to call which like file it was on. Yeah. And I just took his rook. He freaked out. He got really angry. I would never do that, but I mean, the dude was just doing this, you know, like really not even paying attention to what my move was. It was ridiculous. Can't do that. I didn't like him. You know, he was kind of, I don't know. I would never do it to someone I liked. It's an old loogie trick. It's like 6/10 of the way on like one square, and 4/10 the way on the other square. Okay, so we got, oh no, Arsenal fan's still in? He doesn't usually have this much stamina. Now with more stamina. Am I going to defeat a world senior? Well, I can't reveal that, Neko Williams. But we are hosting this. I guess I have to admit that I am. It's not really a secret. There's the World Senior 2025 50 plus goal there. So if I don't go, I'm going to have to refund all the money from everybody, which sucks. There's someone going that I really don't like, and it's a major disappointment, but we have to be adults. You know, you can't like everybody. And I'm not going to not go because there's one person that I really dislike there. We can be adults and you know, you just like, you have to be an adult. That's all. Just ignore them. I was turned off by it though. You know, I was really excited about it, and then it was disappointing to know this person that I really dislike is going. So the problem is he's an ex-friend of mine, and it's hard to avoid him. But I really don't want to hang out with him, and I really don't want to be around him. And he's gonna try to like want to hang out with me and talk to me and shit, you know. It's just gonna be uncomfortable. But yeah, I'm supposed to go. We are supposed to go. I'm planning on going to the World Senior, but I still haven't registered. Before that, I will go to the United States for the first time in 5 years. And I missed the whole Biden administration, which sucks. I only go during Trump administrations. It's very strange. Pawn takes f4 immediately. Wow. Alright. Direct pawn takes f4. It's a move. Now what do I do? What do we do? With the direct pawn takes f4. I sound like Joan Rivers, right? What do you think is a good FIDE? A good FIDE is a FIDE without Dvorkovich as the prime minister. That's what I think is a good FIDE. King's Indian defense. $2,800. 2,800, 2,700. Definitely good. 26, 25. Even 25 isn't bad. These days, even 2,400 isn't bad. I think that 2400 and above is respectable. But, you know, it's getting lower every day. 1900, you know, is the new 2200. So I played queen d2. I don't know if this is the right idea, but I wanted to put pressure on his d6 pawn. Generally speaking, white castles kingside in these lines. So what the fuck is that? Bishop g4. Arsenal loves a good bishop g4. But, okay. So my plan was the castle. And I guess he's implying that he's going to play knight e5 or something. Okay. So I guess I castle queenside anyway. We go for it. If you want to try knight e5, well, he has to, right? Or maybe he has some sort of trick. Some discovery. Bishop takes d6. Queen b6, bishop d6, rook d8. I don't think so. Knight e5. Oh my god, man. Call Joe Biden. He wants to castle. See, the difference between this and queen c7. What did I say? Queen b6. You're sacrificing d6 to castle queenside. Castle queenside move 11 in the Najdorf. That happens every day. Another thing, Arsenal fan doesn't like theory, but he plays the Najdorf. That's good and bad. But it's better than playing the dragon. Definitely. Do not play the dragon. The Najdorf is a better opening. It's better. Do not try to play the dragon unless you memorize like reams of theory. You're going to get like absolutely destroyed. At least fundamentally the Najdorf is good. So queen a5, d6 takes, queenside castles. It's the kind of thing that would justify his whole setup, you know, taking that pawn. So therefore, we don't want to do that. Do the opposite. Bishop c4. If Arsenal fan wants us to take on d6, then we don't want to take on d6. We do the opposite of whatever he wants. 2400, you say you're a master? Well, at least I got to 2400. The question is, can I ever get back to 2400? I can get my rapid over 24. I'm only 25 points away. That I can do if I'm careful. The normal rating, though, you know, I have the 10K factor. I mean, that's another thing about FIDE that I think is kind of bullshit. K factors, like you're being punished for being old or something. I think a Glicko type system would be more fair, where you'd have like changing K factors, not like permanent. Let's just say like permanent. The situation where there's multiple K factors, but to become like semi-permanent or permanent doesn't seem fair to me. You know, what if I have like a brain injury? You know, I'm like a new person. I mean, can you beat or lose to anyone about 1,000 points apart if you have a basic skill level? 16,2600. I kind of think you can. I mean, some unbelievable shit happens. Like, I was at the World Senior 2 years ago when Stephenson hung a piece. He just blundered a knight fork in round 1 against the 2100. I mean, that's arguably maybe still not enough for the 1000 rated lower player. But if you go to the like tournaments where 1600s shouldn't be playing. Well, when is 1600s playing 2600s? But anyway, let's just say it's the U.S. Amateur Team Championship, and some grandmaster plays like a 1600, and it's like a really ridiculous pairing. But say the 1600 is a king kid, and the grandmaster's not motivated, and he fucking he just blunders his queen, you know. So yeah, about 1,000 points. That's fair. It sounds like a fair estimate to me. That's the outlier. I mean, basically, you should never play anyone who's more than 1,000 points rating difference, though. All right. What does bishop h5 do? I'm doing fundamentals. Oh, you're defending f7, so you can castle queenside? Oh no. Tartakovarian. The reality is that really no one should ever face someone 1,000 points lower than them in a tournament or higher. Let's say I was 2,500 US, and did I ever play someone who was 1,500? No. When I was at my peak rating US, you club tournaments, whatever you want. Esterman probably did that though. You know, he would go to the Boylston Chess Club, take 2 buys, have like a point out of 2, play at 1,500, gain 1 rating point, and then withdraw from the tournament. This is why I respect that guy a lot. Very, very sportsmanlike shit right there. The gaming the system. Yeah, that's pretty much the only way you can play someone 1,000 rating points lower. Or take 2 0-point buys. Play like a 1,500 in round 3, and then withdraw from the tournament. That way you could safely like beat 1,000 rated lower player, gain 1 rating point, and go home. It's very cool. So 95. There's got to be something here. So bishop takes e5. Pawn takes e5. Unbelievable. I don't see anything. Okay, let's play bishop e3. You try to take on f3, take back. You take with a knight. How can I never have a threat in this position? That's like abnormal. I'm fully developed. I have no access to any squares where I can actually have a threat. How is that possible? This is really bizarre. Alright, whatever. Can't believe he can play like this, you know. There has to be something bad there. But he withdrew. Dude, whatever. That guy's... He's weird. I mean, he's a weird guy. Don't get me started. Alright, now. Let's, But that wasn't the thing that pissed me off the most. Don't get me started. So I can take on e5. You're just blundering a pawn. Wow. Arsenal, thank you. I like it when Arsenal makes like simple mistakes It's very rare. If you have finance. Dude, Malaysia. Malaysia just got their first Grandmaster, I heard. I thought that was kind of surprising. Some norm tournament. Some Malaysian became a GM. Kiryakov. I'm friends with on Facebook, and he posted that some closed tournament in Malaysia. I played a Malaysian guy my first tournament ever in Hungary, in Budapest, 1997. Surprised he never became a GM. This guy Moss, he was pretty strong. Right, Arsenal is a pawn down. He doesn't care though. It's okay. I really gotta be motivated. Kill Arsenal. Kill Arsenal. Murder, murder, kill, kill. He tries so hard. Especially when he's losing. Doesn't give up, you know? But Arsenal, he has a lot of 8 billion games. So, yeah, King D2 actually seems like kind of a stupid move in retrospect. I like copied him here. He's just setting up cheapos all over the place. I'm still trying to control the center. I think he was hoping I would play Bishop H2. I mean, he was threatening Bishop B4, winning back the pawn, at least there. Or I'd have to play Bishop F6 and give up my good dark square bishop. I don't really want to trade my bishop for the knight. That would be lame. Uber's first clip. So somehow, well, Hulscher came back, and he now is in third place. Dimitar just totally dominating. I don't know what his secret is. He berserks, I guess. Now Bishop B4 anyway. Bishop B4 anyway. Well, alright. Now, I have a plan to control the center. Now Bishop F6 is actually becoming kind of interesting. It's very tempting to play it at this point. But I also have Knight D5. Speaking of tempting. But who has better control of the center? That's what I'm asking. Does the center matter? E5. Yeah, I don't want to overextend myself. He's still hanging in there. Yeah, not easy. Unbelievable. So hard to finish him off. My God, man. All right. It's a winning position, but it's going to take some technique to finish him off. My queenside majority is winning. That's a really cool move. Rook G8. That move is like the definition of hope chess. He must play a lot of bullet. Because his speed has really increased lately. If you look, 2300 in bullet. He went way up in his rating. I don't remember him ever being 2300 in bullet. And 15,000 games. 20,000 blitz games. 12,000 rapid games. He's got an enormous amount of games. I mean, he's playing a lot. And not just on my stream. Ah, that's a neat move. He must have a lot of adrenaline, testosterone. You have to find a square. Oh no, I did that. No, I blundered. That's awesome. I managed to blunder. Shit. I'm gonna lose. Of course. Wow. That's devastating. That's really devastating. Damn. He's completely lost. Coming up with like these tactical shots too in no time. Wow. It's pretty crazy. Alright, maybe there's still a chance. No way. Can you imagine someone who never gives up? Oof. So he fought all the way down to that lost position, and finally I blundered. It was all worth it. It was all worth it not to give up. Because I played rook takes h5. Like the dumbest tactic ever. If you defend, and then eventually your opponent gets tired. This is a very, very, very common theme. So Dimitar is still in first place. He finally lost a game against Mahor, who I haven't seen. So imagine, well, how I feel, right? I'm proud of that win. Another proud victory for Sledgy. Another flawless masterpiece. Dimitar. I don't know. I played rook takes h5. I mean, how retarded can I be, man? They were asking how you can lose. That's how a grandmaster can lose. That's why I'm not a grandmaster. I make moves like that. Rook takes h5. That's retarded. I don't see how we both can't be disappointed with that. So, I go for the dark square bishop. He played to London. Gotta love the London. Yeah, I mean, Arsenal, you know I'm all about winning or losing. You know me. All I care about is the winning or losing. I was better for most of the game. You know what I mean. You would be pissed if you were me too. How can I play such a retarded move? I fucked up. And I was lucky. So Dimitar is playing badly but fast. Here he's totally lost the dark squares. Doesn't care. It's surprising he's in first place. He must play incredibly quick and almost no care about long-term strategy. He must, what did he do? He beat Asterbait like 100 games. Berserk every game. Oh, we got another request to join the team. Mr. Sandman? What? 2600. Who's that? That's pretty strong. No, not quite GM level. Now check it out. E5. E5. Wow, bro. That's quite a move you got there. He played, I would say, horribly. But look at this. How about this? You have an answer for that too? He probably has an answer for that too. Unbelievable. Wow. That's weird. Six wins, one draw, one loss so far in this tournament. But E5 is quite a move. Dude, there's like 20 people in the tournament. I mean, how do you get paired with me? Automatically. I'm only going to play like 1 in 3 people from the tournament. Your odds of playing me are like 33%. Just statistically speaking. Yeah, he comes up with E5. Damn, dude. There's just no need for me to play knight b8. I'm such an idiot. He has this. If I take it, bishop e4. I could take it. "38 minutes left. Bishop e4 exactly. Now I do d5. Does he have any other interesting sneaky tactics? Probably. Here we go with the hanging pawn structure again. But if you had to give white like a rating, I mean, what would you say? He's like 1500. But he's in like first place and he's 2100. Now he finds knight c4. He's coming up with the weirdest moves, bro. Knight c4? So if I play queen c7, he takes on d5, I win an exchange. Unless he has some sort of engine-like move. Rook d5, knight c5. If I lose this game, I'm playing a computer. I mean, but his moves are so strange. Like, he really played the opening like he's 1400. And then out of nowhere, there's this e5 move, which is like, that's got to be double exclam. And now another interesting move, and now another interesting move. Very committal tactics. But he's in first place, ahead of a lot of strong players. This is strange, you know, very strange game, I would say. White's play is inconsistent. The first 10 moves, it's almost like he has no idea how to play chess. Then a bunch of weird tactics strung together, and now, you know, he doesn't fall for knight d6. He has like drawing chances with this sort of fortress-like positional bind. Probably not enough, but still. It's weird. You know, I play people, I don't know how to possibly understand their play, you know. F6. No. A4. H6. You're threatening knight d6? It's some sort of tactic. It's like another weird tactic he came up with. It's like everything that the dude is doing is based on tactics. There's no sort of positional play. Well, he ended up with a kind of strategic position. Look at this opening. I don't know, I have 3-1 against him. I must have forfeited in one game. Yeah, I don't know if I can beat a GM here. I'm better, but very hard to break through. And we have to be careful of some threats. Dude. Yeah, sins, wins. It's all the same. I like John. Yeah, he's one of the few, like, thoughtful chess players. I have no idea if he still plays. Any chess book written by an academic has to be good, you know? This is a guy who's actually capable of thinking outside of chess. So of course it's good. Yeah, I have that. I have Chess for Zebras. Some of my students also. Yeah, this guy is creepy good. Dimitar 0512. I've beaten him 3 times. His rating isn't very impressive. He's winning the tournament, though. It strikes me as not the first time. There was another one of these tournaments. Bengali, I don't read books. I just put them on the bookshelf and pretend to read them. No, I've never read a chess book from beginning to end. I like to flip through books, read chapters, put them back, you know. I can't say I've read every single page in Chess for Zebras and Seven Deadly Chess Hands, but I've read a lot of it. You know, I can't swear that I read every single page. King H2 now. Seriously, bro, I'm just not motivated here. How am I gonna beat this guy? Are you serious? Oh my god, fucking offer me a draw. Seriously, dude. He offered me a draw. You're down the exchange against an IM. Your rating is 21/7. You're not offering me a fucking draw, dude. Get out of here. Are you serious? What is this, like a Grandmaster round robin? I'm not going to take a draw. King H2. Very subtle. Can't imagine what he was going to try to do there. Okay, now he finally backs off. Now I see. He's going after my other pawn. Backs off. Your other backs off. He's not backing off. Unbelievable. The draw offer. Did your computer say it's a draw? Maybe it is. But I'm not going to take a draw with the 2100. Who played like a 1400 for the first 10 moves, and then suddenly started playing like a GM halfway in the game. White's play in the opening was unbelievable bad. Watch this. Queen c2, d takes c5, and e4, followed by c4, fatally weakening all of his dark squares. You have to be 1400 to do that. That's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Very suspicious play by this guy in this game, honestly. How could you play so badly in the opening, then so well? Now watch this. E6. I was afraid of e6, but I didn't really believe it would be enough. But it probably is. He finds that instantaneously. Any kind of tactic sees it instantaneously. Dude, I'm telling you, there's something suspicious about this player. Seriously. And they've never played like this against me. The other games look normal. It's usually a bad sign when they offer a draw, though. I will say that. Draw offers usually like, I'm cheating with the computer, but I want to give you a sensible way, you know, so we don't have to go that way. GMCN. You know, I have no control over whether you play me or not, right? My only chance is like run him out of time. His ratings are weird too. The higher bullet rating, but like lower in Blitz and Rapid. Doesn't seem strong enough by rating to be like winning the tournament. Very suspicious, bro. Even the time use is kind of creepy. Uses almost virtually the same exact amount of time every single move. I will ban anyone I suspect of cheating, absolutely, and report them as well. This game is very inconsistent by white. There's almost no connection between the first 12 moves and the rest of the game. He's playing like fucking perfectly once you get outside of the opening. But offering a draw is always suspicious. Now, an actual mistake. So, that's weird. It appears to be a mistake. It's still a draw, probably. He's never been outside the good chances for a draw zone. But the game is definitely suspicious. I don't like accusing people, but I do it constantly. All right. Knight e7 check. Time use, he's using the exact same time every move. He's going to have to play faster now. Looks like I'm going to have to give up my bishop. Maybe not. Kind of seems that way. Pre-move. That was like a pre-move. Suddenly he moved faster. That's weird. Yeah, this is getting, I mean, more and more weird. Bro, I'm sorry, but this just doesn't seem possible. You be 2107 and you be this good. Seriously, dude, I'm gonna just block you. Now suddenly he can move instantly. Who are these people? Darkness side of chess? Who are those people watching? I'm up the exchange against this guy. But he's playing like he's got the advantage. Like he's up the exchange. So bizarre, man. He instantly knows what move to make in every situation. That's so strange. How could you be so high rated? Just 2107. And you instantly know what move to make every single turn without using any time. It's so creepy, bro. Seriously. We should ban this guy. There's no way his rating makes sense. Plus the draw offers. That's so gross, dude. Don't offer me draws. This is unbelievable. Two draw first. Dude, whatever. Extremely suspicious game, dude. He's like 2,400 strength, but rated 2,100. Yeah, he played the opening like he was 1,400, which is really weird. And offering me draws like we're equals or something. It's just weird, you know? Why? Like I'm an IM, he's an IM. I don't offer draws to higher rated players when I'm down material. Okay, that case was like equal material. But still, I wouldn't do it twice for sure. Maybe once. So now I'm in 4th place, still 4th place. Damn. Asterbate, where are you? That's what gets me suspicious when people are really inconsistent. How do you explain the guy played like a 1,400 in the opening, and suddenly he played like 2,400 in the latter stages? I mean, players should be relatively consistent, you know. Somebody's called ribeye for breakfast. I gotta like them. That's cool. Ribeye for breakfast. That's a great name. Now I'm hungry. Holster played the Slav. Boo. Oh no, I should have berserked. We have no time left, but he's a strong player. Oh no, the bishop f5. Ugh. I hate that. You're gonna transpose to like a Grunfeld? No, it's just a solid line. Yeah. Yeah, this is like really solid for black. Nefedov has played. Okay, we've got Nefedov games. Exact same position. Nefedov loves h6. Though he plays h5 too nowadays. This is a London system too. That's kind of sickening. 2 London systems in a row. But you can't blame people for playing the London system with black. You know, I don't... It's the Slav. You're black. White moves first. It's okay. But to play the London with white, that's where I really draw the line. As a beginner, it's fine. But get over that London system thing. So, I need to win. We don't have enough time. Yeah, this is pretty standard. It's very drawish. White has some kind of micro advantage. But I'm not sure about knight f6. You're making me think about knight c5. That doesn't look right. Knight c5? Is that a bad move by me? If you go to that position where he just played knight f6, there must be like 8 billion games that have been played from that position, but I think the knight needs to stay on d7 because it guards against incursions, you know? Oh, he went for an exchange, so... I mean, he's got to worry about my dark square bishop. Then again, it could be a bad bishop. But... f3... too slow. Or no? Don't know about this move. I'm playing too fast, but we only have 12 minutes left. I have to beat him to get to second place. First place. Nice. So why do you explain? How do you explain that you play like a 1400 in the opening? You know, like you have no clue about anything about chess. Okay. It's hard to believe you could be that bad playing moves like e4 and c4 and then suddenly start playing like a genius. It's fucking unbelievable. Wow. Dimitar. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He needs to cut back on the bullet chess. Because I'm sorry, I mistaked you for a 1400 in the opening. Because your moves were so bad. Yeah, I can't blame you for that. He's angry I didn't take a draw. Sorry, bro, you lost. And you played the opening like a 1400. And you offer draws, like, totally inappropriately. So should we just keep going down the list? I'm paranoid, but you have, like, even worse, like, behaviors. Of course I'm paranoid. You called me an idiot. Nice. That was called for. At least he speaks English. Florida Clothing Shop would like to join the team. No relation to Butterfly Hunter. Not enough games there. Florida Clothing Shop, if you're Butterfly Hunter, let us know. Yeah, the other thing is he didn't resign down a rook at the end after offering 2 draws in a worse position against a stronger player. That's cool. He's like 5 years old. Bishop there? I don't care. I'm being like Donald Trump now. I'm going to put my nuclear submarines facing Russia. Yes, I can act as childishly as you can. So, okay. Yeah, I really didn't want to trade rooks, to be honest. So how do I avoid trading rooks? We go into this endgame? I'm not sure if this is the right idea. Giving up my bishop? I didn't really want to do that. But white is still better because of the file, obviously. Having said that, I should probably play... Well, I can't play rook d8 check. Maybe this isn't winning, but I am better. But there's not enough time left. Leave site. Oh. One join request. Yeah, I decline. I decline accept. Let's hope it's... Of course I'm going to be suspicious of you. You're 2100. You're like winning the tournament against a bunch of stronger players. You play the opening like really badly. Of course I'm going to be suspicious. It would be unusual for me to not be suspicious. It's weird. Like everything is weird there. He's going to draw this anyway. And nobody's getting any points. Let's go back. Can I win this somehow? Yeah. It can be done. But not too easy. Probably it's a draw. Don't let the suspicion take over. If you don't think that I have a right to be suspicious of people, you haven't been following for the last 8 years. Unbelievable. We have a problem? I'm only suspicious because, like, of the fucking 500 people who've cheated against me while I've been streaming. Why would I not be suspicious? Your anonymous account should be an exception? Seriously? There's just no reason to be calling people names and shit, you know? It just shows what kind of level person you are. High level. It does take a high level person to continuously offer draw offers. It's very high level. What's up with bishop c2 though? He went to c2. That might be a mistake. If black plays this too hesitantly, white can get winning chances. I'm just really low on time. So I have to move almost instantly. I thought bishop b1 was better. You know, it still might be a draw. But I'm not sure. White is still better. I have just enough time. 2-second increments though. It's really close. 23, 22, 22, 21, 20, even 18. This seems too hesitant. That's the right idea. He's trying to stop my a4. I didn't understand it. Maybe I have b5. if he tries anything. Yeah. He wants to take on g4, but that can get tricky too. I play b5. Now he can lose his e-pawn. And that's the game. Okay, it's not so simple. But f7 is important too. How does he have so much time? Oh no. He's gonna time me out. And he resigned. Well, that was sportsmanlike. But I mean, I wouldn't be angry if you didn't. You know, I mean, it's an arena. I don't expect anybody to resign when the time's out. So, I finished in first place. The idiot guy is in second. That's his new name. His name for me. And Hulsher is in third. So, yeah, well, Hulsher was very sportsmanlike. It was a pretty good game. I think the end game should be a draw there. But I mean, the question is, where did you lose it? I thought black should play e5 earlier. I also thought that bishop b1 was better here. This should be a draw. But I was wrong about e5. Oh, it should hold. This is an endgame worth looking at, you know, because it should be a draw. And Peter actually likes f5. I thought that maybe even bishop takes f6 was a bad move. The engine hates it. Yeah. All right, but anyway, tournament. Well, I kicked this guy out for insulting me. Hulsher is in second. Shakova third. That's a new player. Stefano in fourth. Karuna Soki. Asterbait, did you get any wins? You did. You what? Asterbait beat a 20. Asterbait, you beat two 2000s? Holy shit. Dude, Asterbait went on a tear. What? Asterbait beat Ruslan. He beat HGG. He beat Lukiel. And he beat Shakova Menda. Holy shit. That's got to be a record. That's got to be a record. Okay, this one, berserking. They're all berserking against him. But he's not easy to berserk against because he's pretty fast. All right, Aspie, good job. 7th place. The AIM in 8th. Arsenal 7th. Arsenal fan. Arsenal fan only lost against me and Holshire. But didn't really get the streak starter. He couldn't get it up. Ruslan Bear, no. HGG, couldn't get it started. Uber driver streaming. Played a solid game against me. Uber driver, I didn't really deserve to beat you there. Actually, I had a huge advantage. But then I was lost. Damn, Arsenal fan. You and an Uber driver did the same thing against me. Both times. I started to collapse. Queen h4, knight e4 check takes. And then I hung a piece here. How did I do this? Knight g4. Now that's a good move. Against Uber Driver, I directly hung a piece with knight g4, and against Arsenal fan, I blundered the rook takes h5. The board's not showing. Why? That's weird. All right, sorry. Board's not showing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was just showing my game. That's fine. Sorry, wrong board. Whatever. How about this board? What board are we on? All right, window's the wrong window. So, anyway, I'm just glad that I freaking could stream because my voice is still functioning. Yeah. I'm still on Holshire. That window's still there. Okay. So there was another window behind. The original window. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I had a lost position against Arsenal on a one-move blunder. Lost position against Super Driver on a one-move blunder. Last round should have been a draw, but okay. And then the game against Dimitar. Dude, I mean, you're serious. It's like he's -3 after 18 moves. Offers 2 draws in this period. Whatever, man. It's so weird. All right. I mean, he was -3 in the opening. -4. But I don't see it. I could have played knight b4. So somehow I had to do that first. I messed up because I played queen c7 first, let him sack the exchange, and after sacking the exchange, White is like holding on in a very tough squeeze. This is where I got a draw for around here. The first draw for king h2. I guess his engine read out like 0 or something. So I figured offer a draw. Then the second offer of a draw came at move 51. When again he reached 0.0. Yeah, I don't know, man. But I don't offer draws to higher rated players in positions where there's play left. So Arsenal fan, let's see. Holshire and Shakowska is new. Berserked every game. Shakowska likes berserking. Alright guys, thanks for playing. We'll be back on Thursday with an analysis stream. I'm not going to play any more games. I'm going to get some rest. But we'll be back on Thursday. I appreciate the support. And Astrobate, good job. Thanks Arsenal. Thanks everybody. We'll see you on Thursday night.